An astonishing new discovery. A newly discovered space rock loops around our sun quicker than any known asteroid. The asteroid has the second shortest orbit that we know in the entire solar system, pipped only by Mercury. Its name is 2021 PH27, so it was discovered this year. PH27, it takes just 113 days to complete a circuit around the Sun on an unstable elliptical orbit that crosses the orbital paths of both Venus and Mercury. This is on Science Alert by Michael Starr. So this means that it could come extremely close to the Sun as the closest approach, or perihelion as we say, skimming close enough to reach scorching temperatures up to 480 degrees Celsius, that's 900 degrees Fahrenheit. This also means that this asteroid's time is limited. Within a million years, it will either be flung off its current trajectory or it will be annihilated in a collision with one of the two planets or the Sun. Okay, it could collide into Venus or Mercury or even the Sun. Although its lifespan, at least in the current orbit, is short, at least on cosmic timescales, 2021 PH27 and other inner solar system objects can reveal information about the evolution of our planetary system. If we can figure out, that is, where this thing came from. Kindly support my Patreon account since YouTube has again demonetized my YouTube channel. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below. Now, most likely, 2021 PH27 was dislodged from the main asteroid belt between Jupiter and Mars, so the gravity of the inner planet shaped its orbit into its current configuration. This is what Scott Sheppard explains to us from Carnegie Institute for Sciences. Although he says based on its large angle of inclination of 32 degrees, it's possible that PH27 2021 is an extinct comet from the outer solar system that ventured too close to one of our planets as the path of its voyage brought into proximity with the inner solar system. So it could be an interstellar comet fragment. Spotting asteroids inside Earth's orbit, known as Atira asteroids, when their orbits are entirely contained within Earth's, are usually very hard to see since they tend to be very close to the Sun in the sky. This means that the best time for spotting them is just before sunrise or just after sunset, when the asteroid is illuminated by the Sun, but not outshone by it. This is how astronomers Ian Del Antonio and Shenming Fu of Brown University imaged this asteroid 21 PH27 on August 13, just a few days ago, using the National Science Foundation's Blanco 4-meter telescope in Chile. In their observations taken just after sunset, Sheppard found the asteroid. David Tholen of the University of Hawaii, who frequently collaborates with the Sheppard, then used those images to calculate where the asteroid would be the following evening. And because the object was already in the Sun's glare and moving more towards it, it was imperative, he said, that we determine the object's orbit before we lost it behind our star. I surmised that for an asteroid this size to remain hidden for so long, it must have an orbit that keeps it so near the Sun that it's difficult to detect from Earth's position, he said. The data obtained over the following 2 nights allowed researchers to calculate the precise orbit and learn a few things about PH27. They said, we know, for instance, that its size is roughly 1 kilometer, that's 0.62 miles across, which is pretty big. We also know that because it flies so close to the Sun, it experiences very strongly the effects of its gravitational field as described by general relativity, in particular the rotation of its orbit known as the apsidal precession. Now, before this asteroid PH27 was discovered, Mercury had the strongest apsidal precession in the solar system. Although Mercury's orbital period is shorter than 88 days, its orbit is much more round, which means it does not approach anywhere nearly as close to the Sun as this asteroid does, PH27 is about to swing around behind the sun, which means we won't be able to get another look at it until early next year. And at that point, the researchers hope to take more observations that will help refine its orbit even further, which in turn will reveal more detail about where the asteroid came from and what its future might hold. So that's very interesting. It came from what they find, what they theorize from the interstellar space area. Please leave your comments and thank you for your support.